Good morning. Thank you, Konat. Look, let me just share my screen and then we start, and then you need to reconfirm that everything works well. Kanat and Alim, would you stop sharing on your side so that I can share here my screen?
Just a second.
It works. Thank you very much. So, can you see my screen? Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, we can see that.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Listen, Kanat, thank you very much for having me. Thank you, Alim, for having me. My name is Frenk Hänдрiks. I am the Senior Director for Channel Sales and Strategic Alliances for Emerging Markets. When I talk about emerging markets, we literally refer to Central Eastern Europe, and that is where we consider the entire CIS countries, including Azerbaijan. It includes Middle East and Egypt, and it includes Africa. And I'm very, very disappointed that I cannot be in Baku right now with all of you. Now, the reason for that is that I am in Istanbul, and I don't want to complain because Istanbul is also a beautiful city, and I've been just recently in Baku meeting, the DIS team and also, several of you of the customers. So I would have loved to be in Baku today, to be honest. Look, I don't want to go through too much time with these slides, but I really appreciate also the fact that I could listen into an English presentation from Kanat. That makes it a bit easier for me to also refer back to what Kanat said while I'm going through my presentation. So let me try to make sense out of those slides for you in Azerbaijan from a customer, from an enterprise standpoint. So Informatica is the market leader when it comes to enterprise data management. We're very proud of that. We have, a long, over 25-year history in that space. However, also Informatica, just about since maybe 2016, started its own transformation. And if we look about digital transformation, we absolutely need to consider data as a core component if you want to successfully transform yourself, your enterprise, to be ready from a business standpoint, from a technology standpoint, but also from a people standpoint. So when we talk about digital transformation, we actually see several trends. We see, the transformation 1.0, which started around 10, 12 years ago, and it was all about application modernization. So that's when companies started to implement new CRM tools, new HR tools, new ERP tools in order to optimize and to increase performance by using newer applications. And then maybe 6, 7 years ago, we've seen, the initiation of the digital transformation 2.0. And that was all around infrastructure modernization. This is when, the AWS, the GCP, the Microsoft Azure data center, got to life. When we've seen cloud adoption, moving application into the cloud, more development in the cloud. And certainly, especially, I would say in all fairness, in your region, this transformation is by far not over. So it started a while back, but it is still, in everybody's mind in Kazakhstan, in Azerbaijan. I'm just coming right now. As I said, I'm right now in Turkey. It's absolutely the same. Now, what we now see is a huge, massive new trend, which literally started maybe the beginning of 2023, so this year. And it's about the digital transformation, which is focused on AI, artificial intelligence, Gen AI, so generative AI. And what we expect to see now is an exponential growth in value creation. So this is how we look at this whole situation. Now, Kanat said something very, very interesting, right? Kanat mentioned you need to get ready. Because when we talk about transformation and innovation, and I will come to that in a second, it is absolutely clear AI is not available on premise. You can't have AI on premise. Innovative technologies like ChatGPT, you name it, are only available in the cloud. So this is why we actually need to find solutions for regions where you want to get ready for the cloud, but you are still facing certain country regulatory requirements which are prohibiting from moving your data into the cloud because you don't have yet the full public cloud regulated and available and approved in your region. Now, if we talk about this digital transformation 3.0, so the AI fueled one, what do you need as an enterprise in order to succeed with that? So the most important thing is you need holistic data. You really need to have an understanding about where your data are, are they complete? Are they healthy? Do you have full visibility on who has access to it? The second part is really the data quality, because it is very, very important to understand if you want to start certain use cases around generative AI, let's say ChatGPT, whatever. If you are not really sure that the data quality is absolutely in control, that then potentially leads to this effect, garbage in, garbage out. That is important to realize, right? I remember I started my sales career in this transformation 1.0 when I've been, managing, CRM solutions and positioning new CRM solutions, that time still on premise, but it was the modernization approach. And we had the same saying. If your sales force doesn't really see value in CRM and they do not really treat data and the customer information in the right way, it becomes the same problem, garbage in, garbage out. Now, if we look from the data quality standpoint, the third most important thing is really to be in a position to govern your data. And this becomes extremely important because I heard Kanat talking about analytics, which is, shared analytics, which means with all this holistic quality and the ability to govern your data, only then you are able to really democratize your data. And what does that mean? It actually means nothing else but making sure that you are in a position to give access to as many users as possible within your enterprise. Now, clearly, you cannot give the same information to everybody, every user. You need to be able to restrict certain information, customer sensitive data, right? Information about high wealth, let's say, customers of yours. Some information must not be shared with certain users because they are probably regulated. So that means you have to have a governance in place. You have to have data policy in place in order to really allow as many people as possible in your enterprise to get access to the data, get insight out of the data, and really help the entire enterprise to transform. And this is exactly where Informatica is playing this unique role, right? So from an Informatica standpoint, we are really this kind of solution, and that's the field Informatica is playing in. Now, let me walk you through the two most important pillars of Informatica's direction and strategy. On the one hand, as I said, in Informatica, we transformed ourselves. It's about innovation. And the second part is all about you. It's about customer centricity. So if we look into innovation, right? I said Informatica, 28 years in the business. We started our journey as a company in the ETL space. And guess, probably clear, right? I haven't been at Informatica when this whole journey started. But in 2016, we laid the foundation of what we call today the Informatica Data Management Cloud Solution. In 2016, we launched a product called Intelligent Data Platform. So in 2016, we launched the cataloging capabilities, so enterprise data catalog. In 2017, we launched the data governance part. In 2018, we launched our own internal AI engine, which is called Clear. And in 2021, we launched a product called IDMC, Intelligence Data Management Cloud. Now, the unique value of this is that Informatica is no longer looking at the data cataloging capabilities, integration capabilities, app integration, quality, the mastering, the governance, or the data privacy, or even the data marketplace as a product. So what Informatica is now doing is we decided to differentiate us from product vendors, so niche, smaller solutions with, I call them data tools, but to provide an entire platform which gives you the ability to start your data journey wherever you feel you have the biggest pain from a business standpoint. So if you look at those features like data catalog or data quality, we consider them rather than a product, more like a capability in order to solve your business problems, to allow you to proceed with your digital transformation as a customer, as an enterprise. And the beauty is that this entire data platform is powered through our AI engine, which is running under the hood in order to optimize performance and scalability. Because one thing, and you will see this in a second, it's very clear, the amount of data is growing in an exponential rate. So now in 2023, we added more components, but now I think we can clearly state and claim that Informatica is the #1 AI-powered system of records for metadata. And this is a very important comment. I'm not talking about a system of record for all your data. I'm talking about a system of record for metadata, and the difference between data, so your pure data, because they are still siloed, and metadata is that this allows us, and I will come to that, to actually adopt your situation uniquely well. We are able to accept the fact that you have limitation to push everything into the cloud. So we will talk about a hybrid cloud approach, but I come to that in a second. So this solution now is open, it's modular, and it's completely API based. And what we do is we support multi, but also hybrid cloud workload approaches. So in 2023, now let me, okay, one step back. So what is really interesting as well is that in 2016, when we launched this Intelligent Data Platform as the foundation of today's platform, we managed 200 million transactions in the cloud. As per June this year, so 2023, we are managing 61 trillion transactions a month in the cloud. And this number is doubling every 12 to 18 months. And this is really giving you the guarantee and the assurance that Informatica is not only having this kind of capability-oriented platform, but actually is positioning itself as a scalable and enterprise-grade ready solution. So in 2023, we added new components. I just shared with Kanat and his team the latest October roadmap and updates, which is really exciting to see where Informatica is continuing to invest. I mean, to give you one number, over the last 5 years, Informatica invested over $1 billion into R&D in order to support the transformation of our customers into the right direction. So 2023, we added, data engineering to the data integration capabilities, which is a product called CDI so CDI, Cloud Data Integration Elastic, which helps you to better monitor and manage data in the cloud data warehouses or cloud data lakes. We added data quality and observability, which helps you to observe, to monitor the completeness and the health of your data in the cloud. In last year, in 2022, we started industrializing or verticalizing our solution towards certain industry like retail, like health, government, insurance, education. And this year, we added out-of-the-box facilities and accelerators to have an ESG sustainability solution based on the IDMC platform. Now, let me pause here quickly because I had that experience yesterday in Istanbul when I had the same presentation. It is really interesting to see that as of today, especially in our region, we see many customers being aware of that challenge. Many customers understand that ESG is all about data, but they still manage trying to get their way around by using Excel. This will no longer work as soon as the market regulatory requirements becoming live. You might even then end up with penalty risk if you do not manage this kind of, part of your business well. And if I'm looking at, and this is for me just an interesting comment, if I'm looking at the importance of ESG, I'm based in Dubai, and I now see, and I'm very proud about that Dubai is the host of the Global United Nations Sustainability event. It's called COP28, so COP28. And it's interesting to see, and I think this is cutting the bridge between Dubai and Azerbaijan quite nicely. The CEO of the largest UAE oil and gas company called ADNOC is actually now the host and the chairman of this United Nations global conference happening in Dubai on the 30th of November, which will last until the 12th of December. That shows you that not only oil and gas, but also manufacturing companies are starting to think about ESG from a data standpoint. It means that they are starting to look at scope 1, they are starting to look at scope 2, and when they have to look into scope 3, then the whole thing gets so complex that without a true, scalable, and workable data management platform, you will be stuck in the amount of data. Because in scope 2 already, you have to even manage your suppliers in order to report their carbon footprint, not only your own, which is the case for scope 1. I am more than happy to, and this is actually for me the intention, because I know that I'm running against the time here. But what we always suggest, what we always can do, is to dive in certain areas in more details in the format of a roundtable, virtual calls, on-premise calls. This is a topic which personally, I believe, is extremely important, but it's also very, very exciting. Now, this year, just beginning of Q3, we completed the acquisition of our, Privata acquisition. And this is our solution which enables us and which helps our customers to even better manage data policies, data privacies, in order to then really get better and faster towards the data democratization, what I expressed. Now, this topic is a link to what Kanat said to you in the beginning. Clearly, Informatica, we have thousands of customers who are using Informatica ETL solutions with on-premise workload. As of today, we helped already over 300 customers to migrate to the cloud. This is an exercise which is not that easy. It requires competence and skills, also from our partners. And this is why I'm so proud to have, a company like DIS, Kazakhstan and Azerbaijan, on our side to help us to manage those kind of migration projects successfully. So now we understood and we heard from our customers that our migration effort could be better and easier and faster. And this is why this year, just in June or in May 2023, we announced 2 additional easier ways to help our customers to embrace the cloud and to really get faster around the modernization and the transformation they are facing. So if you look at the point number 1, CDI for Power Center, what does that mean? It means that we do not force our customer to actually leave or discontinue the successful implementation of our Power Center ETL solution, but we allow the customer to cloudify Power Center. What that means is, again, related, remember metadata, right? It allows you to move the control plane from on-premise towards the cloud to manage through updates Power Center, which is not lifted or shifted. It stays, it remains, but you do not have to no longer to even, pay upgrade fees. And then on the second side, we have the Power Center to Cloud Self-Service Edition, which is an evolution of our migration solution, which we had already announced 2022. So this one is where we realized that our customers do not want to be forced in a migration timeframe, because previously we said you have to completely migrate an existing on-premise Power Center ETL solution within 1 year into the cloud. Now, what we've done here is we added certain capabilities and gave those capabilities to our partners, like DIS, where we allowed now then the partners and the customers to assess the, let's say, migration efforts themselves, no longer through Informatica professional services. We then improved the tooling in order to migrate, and we added a test bench so that it is easier to see, to test and then switch off Power Center in its entire form and then move to the cloud. So it's clear, right? So all of a sudden, even though you continue working your on-premise workload with version number 1 CDI for Power Center, you get both benefits. You can continue with your data being on-premise behind the firewall, but you get access to our IDMC and you are able to manage through metadata and through the control plane in the cloud, your data, and you have then access to the entire platform, which I showed you earlier in one of the slides when I explained to you the different capabilities Informatica is providing. Now, we didn't stop here. Let me just switch on the AC. It's really getting warm here. So now we added on top to Clear, which is our internal AI engine, we added generative AI capabilities. And this is where we have now something called Clear Copilot. It's an analogy to what Microsoft does. And we have added Clear GPT. Now, Clear Copilot is available today, while Clear GPT will be G8 next year, so 2024. But we opened a private preview for customers who are interested to go into those details. And that's another action we can take out of this brief presentation for you, if you're interested, to register for a private preview with the support from Alim and from Kanat, and better understand what can happen, what is the situation. Now, I added 2 slides. I don't want to spend too much time on those 2 slides, which give you a bit of the benefits of Clear Copilot. So from an intelligence and from an automation standpoint, but embedded and running in parallel to our IDMC solution. And then the capability of this natural language AI or Gen AI tool, Clear GPT. But more details probably best to be presented in a kind of individual conversation dedicated to your enterprise together with DIS. Now, for Informatica as a vendor in this kind of data space, it is extremely important that we do not do this alone. We need a very strong, reliable, and trustworthy partner ecosystem. And this is why we are partnering globally with our hyperscalers, Microsoft, AWS, Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud, but also Databricks and Snowflake. And those alliances are not just on the paper. We do joint co-development. We develop dedicated, features and additional add-ons in order to accelerate the usage of those cloud components. We do have very strong alliances also in our region with GSIs like Accenture, like Deloitte, Capgemini. But for me, the most important aspect of trusted and capable partners are the partners in the region. And this is where I see the Aman Group / DIS Group, as a very, very valuable cornerstone, because as you all know, Informatica doesn't have local presence in Azerbaijan or in Kazakhstan. And that's why I'm so happy to be here with you guys today. So now I mentioned the pillar number 1, innovation, and I hope it got a bit clearer what Informatica does and how we perceive the necessary development in order to support our customers. And now the second one, and I go much faster through that, is about you. It's about customer centricity. Informatica supports all industries. We have over 5,000 customers. 85 customers of the Fortune 100 are Informatica customers. We support all different users within the data journey. We support all the different kind of use cases which are related then to the various kind of 25 services our IDMC platform provides. And those are my favorite slides. Now, it's a bit small for you maybe to see it, but the beauty is, and that makes me personally very proud, Informatica is recognized not only now, but also since years as the undisputed market leader in all the relevant and active Magic Quadrants from Gartner. We are also very happy and very proud to be the undisputed leader when it comes to the Forrester waves around data management, waves. But this one is my favorite because this one shows you that Informatica, with a $1.4 billion annual, ARR revenue in the cloud, is literally having a 14% market share when it comes to intelligence software, data integration, intelligence software market share. Those numbers are coming from EDC. And then you can look into more details, data ingestion, market share dynamics. And if you look at that, Informatica with almost 15% market share over, even a company like IBM with only 9%. That gives you the confidence and the comfort that you can start your journey with this IDMC platform wherever you like, but you know that all the other capabilities are best of breed and market leading offerings coming with the Informatica platform. Now, with that, I actually finish and I'm happy to answer, questions. And maybe it's an unfair question on that slide, right? Everybody talks today about AI, and I'm sure it's the same also in Azerbaijan. But the question is really, are your data and your enterprise also ready for AI? So I would like, I think I stopped now sharing. And if there are any questions, absolutely.